Dear students, Namaste and welcome you to the next class of Compulsory English Grade 10. Dear students, I hope today you can easily guess what we are going to study in this lesson. Can you? Exactly, we are going to deal with the exercises based on the reading text London versus Paris. And we'll also do the pronunciation exercise. Are you ready to do the exercises? That's good. Dear students, before we begin today's lesson, I do have a question for you. So why do you think the text London versus Paris makes a comparison between the two cities, London and Paris? Why? Why this comparison is given to us? Can you say? All right, it's to help us decide or choose the destination. Okay, to help us choose our trip, where to go. For that purpose, it's given. That's good. Dear students, now we are going to summarize the text London versus Paris. First, we'll look at the similarities between these two cities, London and Paris. Okay. So if we look at London and Paris, both the cities are popular tourist destinations. Okay. Similarly, they both are European cities. That means they lie in Europe. They both are capital cities. London is the capital of England and Paris is the capital of France. We have already discussed on this. Similarly, they both are located along the side of rivers. For example, London is located on the River Thames, and Paris is located along the side of River Seine. Okay. Similarly, they both are rich in culture, cuisine, history, etc. That are the similarities between London and Paris. Now we are going to look at the differences between these two texts. So let's look at the comparison. So look at this column. It shows the areas of comparison. And London, what things we find in London, and next column talks about Paris, what things are there in Paris. Let's see. So the first area of comparison is location. So London is located on the River Thames in southeast England, and Paris, it is located along the River Seine in the north central part of France. Similarly, the next area of comparison is their area. So London has 1,572 square kilometers, it's London's area, and Paris has the total area of 105 square kilometers. So in this way, we have already discussed that London is almost 15 times bigger than Paris. Similarly, we also learned that they are culturally different too. In London, handshake is a standard way of greeting people. But in Paris, kissing is a conventional way of greeting. In case of language, language is not a significant factor in London, but French are protective to their language. The people in Paris love to listen French, tourists talking French. They appreciate it. Similarly, the French people or the people in Paris, they drink espresso in a cafe while meeting people, while getting with people. Similarly, let's look at the cuisine, how they are similar or different. Let's see. London offers delicious and innovative food scenes, and it offers a wide array of food. Whereas Paris is known for the quality of cuisine. Many restaurants in Paris have got the Michelin stars. Okay, the many restaurants are honored by Michelin star there. So restaurants in Paris have higher Michelin stars than the London's restaurants. Paris offers a variety of bread and pastries and baguettes that we already discussed. Similarly, next area of comparison is cost of living. So London, in case of cost of living, is more expensive. So they have to pay higher utility bills that we discussed. But Paris is cheaper in comparison to London, but groceries and consumer prices are higher than in London. That also we discussed. Next area of comparison is leisure and entertainment. So for this purpose, London has 380 public libraries, whereas Paris has just 69 public libraries. Similarly, London has 240 museums, whereas Paris has just 153 museums. Similarly, in case of football, we have discussed that London is a suitable place for football lovers because it has 6 major football clubs that play the top league, whereas Paris has only one major football club, that is PSG. Okay. Similarly, next area of comparison is transportation. If we compare the transportation between London and Paris, London has more extensive network of transportation. It has 6 international airports, 22,500 registered taxis, and it has almost double bus and train lines than in Paris. Similarly, if we look at the next side, that is Paris, there are only 3 international airports in Paris, but in comparison to London, it has more subway stations. The subway stations are widespread there. Similarly, Paris has 17,000 registered taxis, and Paris is expanding its tramway network. Okay, dear students, if we make the comparison between London and Paris regarding the number of tourists visiting these two places, according to a report published in 2018, the second highest number of tourists visited London. Okay, Bangkok was the first, London was the second. Similarly, London collects more tourist revenue, means tourists spend more money in London than in Paris, whereas Paris comes in the third highest position. Okay, it's the third highest in the world. First Bangkok, second London, third Paris. Similarly, if we look at the duration required to skim around the cities, okay, to visit the cities quickly, if we want to visit the cities quickly, we need 4 to 5 days to visit London and 3 to 4 days to visit Paris. This also shows that Paris is cheaper to visit because it requires fewer days. Similarly, if we look at the popular sites to see, we can see the London Eye while visiting London. Similarly, Warner Bros. Studio, another popular place. Similarly, Big Ben, another popular place there. If we visit Paris, we can see the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, the Palace of Versailles, and the Disneyland. Okay, these are the popular touristic sites in Paris. Similarly, if we look at the people, okay, we have already discussed that the people in both the cities are warm and welcoming. But in London, it's quite difficult to interact with people because the people in London, they hang in small groups, which is very difficult for the strangers to get in. But the people in Paris, once you get acquainted with, once you become familiar with them, it's fun to get along with them. Okay. Similarly, if we look at the suitable time to visit London and Paris, autumn is the best time to visit London, and Paris can be visited between June and August. Is the most suitable time to visit Paris. Dear students, we have discussed these things in our previous lesson while studying the reading text, and we have also discussed that if you want to choose between these two cities to visit, it depends on what is your priority, what things you value more, depends on that. Okay, dear students, now we are going to do the exercises based on the reading text London versus Paris. Are you ready to do the text? Okay, very good. Let's move on to exercise A then. Okay, let's look at exercise A. It says, find the words from the text and fill in the crossword puzzle. Dear students, here you are going to find the words from the text and fill in this crossword puzzle. And for this, you are given the clues there. For example, let's begin with the first one. We'll do it together, okay? Let's see the first one. So there is a person who lives in a town and it's down. So see, you can see number there, number 1 there. So it goes down. So here you need to fill the word which means a person who lives in a town. So do you know the word? What is it? Okay, very good. It's overnight. Very good. Overnight. U-R-B-A-N-I-T-E. Overnight. That's good. Now let's see next. Second one. A person who approaches passers-by in the street asking for donations. What do we call that person? Do you know? Very good. That person is called a choga. So, choga. C-H-U-G-G-E-R. That's good. Let's move on to 3. 3 is again across. So, you can see number 3 there. It is across a set of rails that form the route for a tram. What is it called? Do you know? Okay, that's good. It's a tramway. T-R-A-M-W-A-Y. Tramway. Okay. Now let's go to number 4. It's down. So an impressive display of a particular type of thing. What is that called? You have to write here, fill here, down. So do you know the word? Okay, wonderful. It's array. A-R-R-A-Y. Array. Very good. Now let's move on to next. 5. Pool of energy and life. It goes across. Okay. So it goes across. Can you say what word goes here? Okay, that's vibrant. Very good. B-I-B-R-A-N-T, vibrant. That's good. Now let's move on to next. 6. In accordance with the highest standards, faultless. What is this word called? You have to go down. You see here. So do you know the word? So faultless. It's impeccable. I-M-P-E-C-C-A-B-L-E. Impeccable. That's good. Now 7. Impaired by lack of recent practice. What is the word here? Okay, it's rusty. R-U-S-T-Y. Rusty. That's good. Now let's move on to next. 8. A long, narrow French loaf. What is it called? Do you know? Okay, so it is baguette. B-A-G-U-E-T-T-E. Baguette. Now, next word. The art of choosing, cooking and eating good food. What is this art called? Do you know? Okay, it is gastronomy. G-A-S-T-R-O-N-O-M-Y. Gastronomy. Okay. Now, the last one. So, a small, close-knit group of people. What is it called? The last one. You see, the last letter will be E. And you see, here it goes across. Can you say the word? Okay, it's click. C-L-I-Q-U-E. Okay. So, dear students, you did a wonderful job. Now, let's move on to next. Dear students, now let's move on to exercise B. So, here, choose the correct alternative. It says you do have questions there and alternatives are given. You have to choose which one is the right answer. Okay. Let's begin with A. The transport network in London is I. Limited, widespread, ruined, and the last one is luxurious. So which one is? Okay, that's good. Is widespread. Widespread. Good. But do you know where is it? Okay, you can find here. London's transport network is quite extensive. You can see there. Extensive means widespread. So it's widespread. Okay. Widespread is the right answer here. Now, the next. So, see there, the number of museum in London is, so what's the number? 69, 153, 240, 380. What's the right number? You can find in this text. Okay, can you find here? Okay, see there, London has 380 public libraries, while Paris has 69 of them. Concerning museums, London has 240. So see there, what's the right number? Certainly it's 240. That's good. Now let's move on to next. Third one. Okay, third one. Paris is better and has more to offer than London in terms of, what does Paris offer more than London? Variety in cuisine, number of museums, arts and crafts, transport. Can you say? So we have already discussed that Paris has less museums, we already discussed, and arts and crafts, they are equally important, we discussed. Transport, we discussed. London has extensive network. Then what's the right answer then? Is variety in cuisine. Okay, though London also offers a variety, an array of food, so we can get more in Paris. Paris is known for its cuisine. Okay, so it's variety in cuisine. Now let's move on to next. D. Which of the following is not the major attraction of Paris? Fashion, cuisine, art, public library. Do you know what? Okay, so what did you say? Public library. Okay, that's good. Public library. You can find here. You see, London has more public libraries, and see there. But you see, Paris has less public libraries. Whereas you can see this paragraph. Paris is global center for culture. Is there art, culture, fashion, gastronomy? See there. So these things are found in Paris. But in case of public library, there are few. That's why the right answer is public library. Now, next one, the last one, E. Which of the following is not the similarity between the two cities? Both London and Paris are the capital cities. Both cities can be traveled all the year round with nice weather. People in both cities are friendly and welcoming. Both cities are famous for viewpoints and museums. Let's look at the options. Both London and Paris are the capital cities. Yes. London is the capital of England. Paris is the capital of France. We know. Both cities can be traveled all the year round with nice weather. Can we? Okay. Do they have nice weather all the year round? Certainly not. We have already discussed that it is suitable to visit London in autumn, and we have discussed that it's suitable to visit Paris from June to August. That's why B is the right answer. Both cities can be traveled all the year round with nice weather. It's not the similarity. Now let's go to the next exercise, that is exercise C. State whether the following statements are true or false. So we do have 6 statements here, and we have to decide whether these statements are true or false, and we should always decide this on the evidence from the text London versus Paris. Okay, let's do it together. Okay, let's look at the first one. The French prefer handshakes to kisses. Is it right? What do you think? Let's look at this text. Okay, see, well, in case of greeting, see there, you can find. Okay, so see there, in England, a handshake is the standard way to greet a person. But if we look at Paris, so the French accept a handshake, although a kiss is a conventional way of saying hello. See there, kissing is their convention. Okay, not handshake. That's why this statement is, can you say? Okay, exactly, it's false. That's good. Let's move on to next. Second, people in London are easy to get along with. Is it so? Can we easily get along the people in London? Let's read this part of the text. Okay, let's read. So see there, it says locals from both cities are generally warm and welcoming, but it is easier to get acquainted with a local in Paris than in London. So what does it say? Okay, this means it's not easy. Even you see, people in London tend to hang around in impenetrable cliques, making it difficult to interact as strangers. See that? This shows that this statement is, okay, very good, it's a false statement. Okay, now let's move on to C. The French enjoy talking informally in espresso bar. Is it so? Do they enjoy? Okay, let's look at this part of the text. Last part, you see there. When meeting up with someone for a drink, the French urbanites will plan to meet and head to a cafe where they will drink their espressos as they enjoy the time. So this statement is very good. It's true statement. Now let's move on to next. D. London is almost 15 times larger than Paris in terms of geography. Means in terms of their areas. Let's see this part. So see, what's the total area of London? It's 1,572 square kilometers. And what's the area of Paris? It's 105 square kilometers. So London is almost 15 times larger than Paris in terms of geography. Is it so? Is it true? Yes, exactly, it's true. Now let's move on to E. The cost of living in Paris is almost the same as that of London. Is it so? Is the cost same? We have already discussed a lot. So certainly not. You see there, both London and Paris are known for their high cost of living, but London is quite more expensive than Paris. So it's a false statement. Okay. Now let's see the last one. If you are looking for a less popular city, then Paris would be a perfect suit. Is it so? Is the statement right? Okay, you said right, but let's see here. See there what it says. It says, although Paris is smaller in terms of area coverage, the city happens to be one of the most densely populated cities. See there. Is it a less popular city? Certainly not. That's why it's a false statement. Okay. Now let's move on to next exercise. It is question answer. You do have 6 questions and you have to answer these questions. Let's do them one by one. Okay. Are you ready to do that? Let's do. First one. What are the famous rivers in London and Paris? Do you know them? You may know. Okay. So you can find here. Okay. If you go there, can you find out? Where is it? Okay, look at this part. The river Thames, the Seine River. So the answer is the river Thames and the Seine River. Okay. Now let's move on to next. Why do football fans prefer London to Paris? Why? You know the reason. Do you know? Okay. So you mean London has more football clubs. Is it so? Do you know where is the answer then? Okay, certainly. If you read this paragraph, you'll find it. So last, see, London was 6 major football clubs then that play in the top league, while Paris. Okay. So this is the part. This part says, why do football fans prefer London to Paris? So your answer is because London has 6 major football clubs that play in the top league, while Paris has only 1 major club. This is the reason. Now see. Which of the 2 cities was visited by more tourists in 2018? We discussed earlier too. So the right answer is, okay, before you say the right answer, let's see here. What does it say? In a 2018 report by MasterCard, London was the 2nd city globally that recorded the highest number of tourists, and Paris came to the 3rd. So this is the part. See, this part, this highlighted part gives you the idea. That's why the answer is London. Very good. Now D. What time of the year is suitable to visit London? Can you say? We have discussed many times this one. Okay, read the last part of the text. You can find there. Especially if you go through this highlighted part, you can find the answer. It says autumn. Autumn is the most appropriate period. And the reason is also given there. Because temperatures are warm and so on. So the answer is autumn, certainly. Now, which of the 2 cities is cheaper to travel? We have discussed a lot about these 2 cities, their expenses, their cost of living. So you can find there also, if you look at underlined part also, it talks about budget. So that's why we can say if you are on a budget, as I discussed earlier, Paris is less expensive, then less expensive means cheaper. So Paris is cheaper. Now last one. Why do you think it is easier to catch a cab? In London or Paris? Why? You have to give the reason also. So, you see, you can find there. You see, London has 22,500 and taxis, and Paris has 17,000 taxis. So, looking at this region, you may say London is easier. But look at their areas. See there? Look at the areas. London has 1,572 square kilometers. So these taxis have to spread over this area, whereas Paris has just 105 square kilometers, 15 times less. But the number of taxis are not 15 times less, barely little less. Okay, so only little, you see, few. Okay, means the number of taxis is not as less as the area of the cities. So we can say it is easier to catch a cab in Paris because it has far less area than London, though it has a little less number of taxis than in London, we can say. So now let's look at exercise E. Which of the two cities would you like to visit? Give reasons. So which one? You can say both, but you have to give the reason. You can say London, you can say Paris, but you need to give the reason. So let's look at my opinion. I would like to visit Paris because Paris is rich in cuisine. It is known for its art and culture. Not only that, it is a fashion city too. Not only that, it is pocket friendly. Similarly, it is time saving too, because we can visit within 3 to 4 days. Okay, this is my opinion. You can put your own opinion, because we have already discussed that it depends on your value. It depends on your priorities. We have already discussed. Now, dear students, we are going to do the next exercise, that is pronunciation. So it says practice these sentences with the correct intonation pattern. So you can see a list of sentences there, and you have to practice with correct intonation patterns. This one you have already practiced in unit 7 too. Okay, so this is just a recall. So first let's discuss what intonation is. So when we say intonation, so intonation is the way the voice rises and falls when speaking. Okay, sometimes it goes high and sometimes it goes low. Sometimes it goes high then low. Sometimes it goes low then high. So it's the voice rising, falling of the voice. Okay, so while speaking, our voice rises, falls, or sometimes remains flat. So that is what we call intonation. There are mainly 4 types of intonation. Can you recall them? You have already learned in unit 7. The first one is, okay, it's falling intonation. Next, okay, rising. Next, okay, it's rising, falling, and next, it's falling, rising. Okay, let's look at them in very short. So let's see falling intonation. Look at this example. I'll be back in a minute. So the voice goes down. Okay, so falling intonation. So when we speak, the pitch falls when we are reading the statements, commands, WH questions, and exclamations. Okay, the voice goes down, falls. Similarly, next is rising intonation. So see there, do you like your new teacher? Do you like your new teacher? So voice goes up. Okay, the arrow you can see, it indicates the voice is going up. So we use the rising intonation while asking yes/no questions or questions tags. Okay. Similarly, next type of intonation is rising falling intonation. Okay, let's see. So see, you can see there, rising falling, first rises then falls. For example, are you having soup or salad? So goes up and then down. Okay, so we use this kind of intonation while we are speaking the list of items or choice or alternative questions. Okay, similarly in this part, what happens is that first clause goes up. Even if you look at conditional sentences, the first clause, in case of first clause, it goes up. In case of second clause, it goes down. Okay, now the last one is falling rising intonation. For example, you can see there, it takes place within a single word. You see, so you would be willing to confirm that. Somebody asks, then person is hesitating to give the answer. Well, suppose. So low then high. Okay, so in this way, falling intonation is used within a single word, within one word, and generally it is used while expressing hesitation, reluctance, or sometimes even while expressing politeness, doubt, or uncertainty. Now, dear students, after learning these things, I hope you can pronounce the words, sentences there. Okay, let's see. Practice these sentences with the correct intonation pattern. So, I'll pronounce them, then you'll follow them. Okay. Okay, let's see there. Please have your seat. It goes down. Please have your seat. It goes down. Okay. Next, have a nice trip. Have a nice trip. It goes down. Where does your brother live? Where does your brother live? It also goes down. Thank you. Thank you. It goes down. Thank you. Goes down. Thank you. We do not say thank you. It goes down. Similarly, see this. I am a mechanic. I am a mechanic. We do not say I am a mechanic. We do not say I am a mechanic. It goes down. Next, you see there. Why did the man call you? Why did the man call you? It also goes down. Okay. Why did the man call you? It's a WH question. See there. Now there is a yes no question. So now the pitch goes high. Do you remember the time when we first met in Japan? The pitch goes high. Do you remember the time when we first met in Japan? The pitch goes high. Okay. Let's see next. It is again a yes no question, and the pitch goes high. There is a rising intonation, you can see. Is it Sujana who topped the list? Is it Sujana who topped the list? So it goes high. Let's see next. Kumud. So you can see there. You can see two clauses there. Kumud attended the test, but did not pass it. So both sides, it goes down, it falls, okay, because it's a statement. And last one, you see there. So again here you can find two parts, two clauses. So here we are telling somebody's name, then there is another statement. So Mr. Pandey, he is our new manager. Mr. Pandey, he is our new manager. We don't say he's our new manager. We do not say. It goes down. He is our new manager. Okay. So, dear students, so it's not an easy thing to pronounce the sentences following exact patterns of intonation. You need a rigorous practice. You need more practice for this. If you practice frequently, okay, then you can learn it. So native speakers, the English speaking people, they can easily do it. But for us, as our mother tongues do not have this kind of patterns, we may find it difficult. But you need a rigorous practice for this. You need to practice a lot to learn these things. Okay, students. I hope you can now pronounce these sentences following the correct intonation patterns. Okay, so you need to know that where we have rising intonation, where we do have falling intonation, where it is rising and falling, where it is falling and rising. You need to know and practice accordingly. Okay? Okay, dear students, I hope you can do this. Okay, finally, I'm giving you an assignment. Okay? So you'll do this assignment and get feedback, submit your teacher and get feedback from him or her. Okay? So, in this lesson, we studied the comparison between London and Paris, okay, that we did in reading 1. Now, compare a city of Nepal with one of those two cities. Means you can compare one of the cities of Nepal, for example, Kathmandu with Paris, Kathmandu with London, or Pokhara with Paris, or Pokhara with London, or any cities of Nepal with one of them, okay. And then after you compare, you submit your teacher and get feedback from him or her. Okay. Okay, dear students. Thank you very much for your active participation. You really took part actively. You did a wonderful job. Thank you very much. We'll meet again in the next class. Till then, namaste. Goodbye.